Welcome to another WorkWell Command Center video tutorial. I'm Bob, I'm from WorkWell Software, and I'll be presenting a timeline tutorial to help you to get familiar with the WorkWell Command Center. Thanks for joining me. So the topics we'll cover here are the timeline view, and that's a view that's embedded in the dashboard as well as several of the tables like the customer, job, and lead tables. I'll give you an example. The main one is on the dashboard. So we'll scan down here, and we see this tool here that's currently labeled Weekly Agenda. That's an example of a timeline. So it provides a chronological view of everything that your company does. So along with the tabular views in the calendar, the timeline view is a mechanism for organizing and presenting all of your company activity in a very intuitive kind of a way. The timeline view presented here on the dashboard provides several different views of your information. The agenda view shows you all of your activities on a week-by-week basis. We can choose instead to look at just your jobs. So now the timeline view shows all of the jobs for the week ahead. Instead of jobs, we could look at all of the invoices that your company's produced. So this is a list of all of the invoices for the current week. If we go to the jobs table, so we'll click on the job table icon. All right, so now we're in the job tabular view. Notice that there's a timeline available here as well. So if we click here, we open up a timeline view that slides in from the right. And this is similar to what we saw on the dashboard, a timeline chronological view of all of the jobs for the current week. Close this, go to the customer table. Now the customer table, the timeline view is not available at the very top here. The way the timeline view works for customers is you choose a particular customer. So we'll go to the first customer, May Terry, and under the options menu, choose timeline. So the timeline view pops in from the right. So this shows all the activity for this particular customer. And if we scan down, we see that we have jobs, we have invoices, phone calls, and so forth. We see also action items, emails. So everything that we've done with regard to this customer within a given time period. A lot of flexibility in choosing the time period. Unlike with the job view, which was basically a week at a time, we can choose a week period, monthly period, quarterly, or even yearly. So if we choose quarterly, we see that for the last 3 months, all of the activity for this customer is listed. So if you have customers that you do a lot of activity with, you might want to look at weekly or monthly view. Some customers you don't do a lot with on a yearly basis. You might choose quarterly here, and in order to see much activity. And we can advance forward and backward a quarter at a time, or a month at a time. If you click the center button here, we get back to this month. Or if we chose quarter, it would be this quarter. So very flexible, and it allows you to see chronologically in a very intuitive way everything that you've done with regard to this customer. If we go to the leads table, same thing. We choose for a particular lead the timeline view. All right, so let's return to the timeline view on the dashboard. Okay, so let's go to the agenda view. With this view, we see all the activity in the company over the current week. If we click the center, it is the current week. If we click to the left of that, it's last week. To the right of it, it's next week. And if we want to go further backward or forward, we use the buttons at the far left or the far right. So we can go back a week at a time and see everything that's taken place. All right, so we see, as we scan down, all the activity for the week. We're going Saturday, Friday, so we're going backwards for the week. To change the sort, we click this button at the top. So now we're looking chronologically forward in time, starting on Sunday. So for this week, we're starting on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and so forth. Notice the colors and the icons in the center. These indicate the different types of activities. The red pin is a job, so this is a job, and it also says job. The bolt is an action item. The bell is a follow-up. As we scan down, we see other types of activity. See what happens when you go back. So all the various types of activity that we've done in our company. To get more detail about one of these jobs or action items or whatever activity we have here, all you need to do is click on the blue link or double click on the center. This brings up, in this case, a job form where you can see all the detail for that job and make any changes that are necessary. Similarly, if we click on the action item here, the customer for which that action item is embedded pops up, and we can go and choose the action item and make any changes here. So we could open up this action item, see all the details for it, and make any changes that might be necessary. So that's the basics of how you go about using the timeline view. So thanks for viewing this tutorial, and please watch some of our other tutorials. And don't forget, there's ample help and learning aids built into the WorkWell Command Center. Visit our website at www.workwellsoftware.com. You'll see a lot of information there as well. Thanks so much for joining us.